Going to show you how to make a quote-unquote ball bounce, and this is using Adobe Animate. And so for y'all, you can find that in Finder and then go over to your applications, and then you can also, once you have it open, can save it in your dock. So when you have it open, I'm going to change the frame rate to 24, but I'm going to leave everything else the same. And I can go and change to different kinds if I want to. They have different kind of stuff you can come over here and practice with. You can have the setup. This is for HD, 4K, standard definition. Then they have stuff like gaming, ads, all that kind of jazz. But I'm just gonna leave it how it is. I'm gonna do create. Okay. So usually if I was going to do something with like squash and stretching and be able to make this look a little bit more realistic, I would use what is called a shape tween. But as I've been trying to do that, this is an older version of Adobe Animate and it keeps shutting down the program, so I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to show you guys how to make this thing move. So here's my layer. I'm going to call this ball. And then I can go over here to my shapes tool, and this is oval, where I can change my fill and my stroke. I'm going to go ahead and take out my stroke for this and go ahead and keep that. And I have my properties tool taken out where it stays out like this. It makes it a little bit easier. And then I go and create this, and now we have our shape. And if you notice right here, it took this frame from being an unfilled keyframe to a filled keyframe. So it actually has information there. So some different stuff you can do to get this done. See, whenever I click on it, it's not a symbol yet. So in order to make it a symbol, I can either go ahead and just directly create my motion tween, and it'll ask me if I want to convert it to a symbol. Then I can go rename it in my library, or I can do this, right click and convert to symbol, call it a ball, and there we go. And so now that I have my symbol, I can go and create my motion tween. I can create motion tween that way, and see, now it doesn't ask me anything, and it automatically does it for a second. I want you guys to do it for 5 seconds. So you can come over here and you can do insert frame, and it'll make it that long. Or I can manually drag it over. Ta-da. Or another way I can do this, say if it's like that, I can come over here and do insert frame, and then when I create my motion tween, it's automatically that long. So up to you. So baseline for this one, I would click over here. If I wanted to just move across the screen, see, now it creates this motion path for us, and it'll just move. But I want you guys to make this bounce. So if I leave this here, it'll keep telling it to go this direction no matter what I'm doing. So if I'm starting here, and see, it automatically still tells it to go here to the end, because this frame, this keyframe right here, is telling it to do that. So if I want to have a little bit more control over my ending and everything as I'm working, I'll go ahead and get rid of that keyframe, which I just did Command Z, but you can also right click and do clear keyframe. So I'm gonna take my playhead and put it right here. I usually go about every 5 frames, and I'm gonna make it go up, and then I'm gonna go and drag it over about 5 more and make it go, try to line it up. And then do like that. And so I'm just gonna go every 5 or so keyframes. And once I get here to the middle, I might have it start to maybe not go up as high. Might go a little bit more than 5, just to show it's slowing down. And the more frames you have in between, the slower it's gonna go. That can make it look really smooth, or it can make it look like a little too smooth. where it'll look like it's kind of out of whack. And if you do too little frames in between, it's going to look really choppy. Now this is just me. You guys can make yours bounce however you want. And then I may start to get it to move a little bit more. So I'm just move it ever so slightly this way. Up just a little bit so that it's starting to go off screen. And see here, I did it a little too close. I can literally take this and move it over. And then And then if I just want it to go off screen, it'll roll off screen. So what that looks like is this. Ta-da. And so if you notice here, I went a little bit lower. On some of these, I might bring it down just a little bit more. Kind of create that sunken feeling. Since I can't squash right now. There we go. Bring that one back up. And see there where it just kind of doesn't feel right there because there's too much space here. So I might just add a little bit of a bob. There we go. See if that feels better. And see there, I can see where it went off course just a little bit. You can tell here by looking at this if it's going up and down right or if it's a little curved. So I can go, let's see. Try that. There we go. Smooth that out. Okay, so then if I want to say change the ball color throughout, I can go over here and go to my properties and then go to color effect and to tint, and I have mine up to 100, but I can literally go here and change it up. And see, now it goes from blue to green, and then it's going to stay green until I go to another keyframe and change it up again. So I have to make sure I click on it, and then so I would just go to every keyframe and change my colors up. Like you can do pattern, you can do random colors, really doesn't matter. I personally just like changing it up to do a bunch of fun colors. And then now I'm just repeating some colors. Because I want to keep all mine bright, pretty much. Did a couple of lower tones, but most of them keeping pretty neon. Uh-oh, accidentally clicked on the path instead of the ball. There we go. Careful clicking on that path because it can mess up the whole shebang if you don't watch it. And then for these last couple ones, I'll just keep it all blue. You don't have to do this many color changes. Just try to change it up a little bit. But this is what effect you get. Ta-da. And see there again, it's just kind of like, meh. Let's see. That's bugging me. So if I want to, I can actually come up here and move it around. If I felt like it, but it's easier to do it over here. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, a little better. So yeah, you just want to try to get it as smooth as possible with that. There's still that little hop there at the end. If I really don't like that, I can literally just take that much if I wanted to. And I can do that and do clear keyframes and clear them all out. But I'm not about all that today. I'm just trying to get this done for you guys. There we go. It's that spacing that's killing it. Okay, so then if I want to be able to change my stage, I can go, let's see if I want to change it to that. So if I like that look, then I can do File, let's see, Export, Video, and hit Export. And it's going to open up the media encoder, which you're going to use if you ever do Adobe Premiere. And it'll pop it up right there. So if I want to name it anything, I can do like ball. And I usually, this is what I do for whenever I save videos, I usually standard just grab this one. It's the YouTube one. And then do that. Then I can do File, Start Queue. And ta-da! You have animation. So that's how you guys make a ball bounce.